All across America, people are packing up their things at work and leaving behind one simple note.
It truly is the great resignation.
More than 8.5 million people quit their jobs in August and September, the highest rate since the Labor Department began keeping records 21 years ago. They're people like Amy Bowles.
I was a surgical technologist.
Emphasis on the past tense, and she's hardly alone.
I know a lot of people that have left.
What would you say is your biggest fear through all of this?
I did carry my whole family health insurance.
Amy worked at Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist in Winston-Salem, and she understands why they want their staff vaccinated, but it was something she wasn't ready to commit to just yet. So you got an exemption.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have stayed at work.
There was also an email sent out about possible raise in our insurance, that we were going to have to wear an identifier on our badge, segregating us from everyone else, and weekly COVID testing, which I disagree, just simply based on the fact that vaccinated people can spread COVID too.
But it's more than just vaccination mandates driving this. 20 months of the pandemic has changed the way people look at work. A survey from Future Forum shows more than 3/4 of people want flexibility in where they work, and more than 9 in 10 say they want flexibility as to when they work. Things you can only demand in good times.
The economy is booming.
Kapish Saraf is a consultant who spent years as an executive at Coursera, an online platform that helped millions train for a promotion or a new job. I know a lot of people who own businesses, and they tell me that too many people today don't want to work, they simply want to get paid. Are we developing an American so-called workforce that doesn't want to work?
I think that's possible. I think the expectations that people have certainly changed.
Because workers simply have options now.
When you do that, when you give people a little bit of a cushion or safety net, they will think about ways to make a better life for themselves. And that often, the first step in that often means quitting their jobs.
Part of that cushion is inheritance. The Wall Street Journal and Business Insider report that we recently began a 20-year process in which older Americans will leave $68 trillion to their heirs, the kind of wealth the world has never seen.
And so I think that will definitely inform how people these days view work. I think with that much money, a lot of people will want to sort of work part-time and skirt by, as opposed to having that kind of more traditional ethic towards the 9-to-5 job.
I think people are realizing that their career is their responsibility.
Career consultant Damian Burkle says that even with what appears to be something of a chaotic economy,
if you're going to make a move, now is the time. But you have to have a plan.
Amy Bowles isn't sure where she'll end up, but she has faith in the decision she made.
Always stand up for what you believe is the right thing. And the right thing for me might not be the right thing for you.
Bob Buckley, Fox 8 News.